Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Baum, and I'm the current chair of the Hope Board of Trustees, and welcome to you all. It's great to have you here. We'd like to thank Edie Hyde and Steve Talaga for their performance tonight. Well, this is a special night, and it's no surprise that all of you are here, and that you're here because we wanted you to be here to share in this celebration and public launch of the capital campaign, A Greater Hope. And we're very delighted that you're here to join us tonight. The campaign will touch all aspects of the Hope community. We're going to enrich our endowment. We're going to add some key facilities. We're going to build for the long-term future of the college, but we're also going to be looking at meeting students' needs immediately. And you're going to be hearing more about that.
Hi, and good evening. My name is Jim Juries. My wife, Ginger, over at this table, and I are co-chairs of this campaign, along with 6 others, some of whom you'll meet in just a moment or two. All of you know the person that I am introducing as an exceptional leader. He has been a college president for 27 years, which is about 5 times longer than the average college president. He has led the college to a new level of academic excellence in a caring and vibrantly Christian environment. He is also an exceptional fundraiser, as evidenced by the successful completion of the previous Legacies, A Vision of Hope campaign in 2005. Now he has brought this campaign, A Greater Hope, to a milestone of going public with significant accomplishments already achieved. We are grateful for his loyalty to Hope College and the meaningful friendships that he has established with so many of us here tonight. It is my pleasure to introduce Jim Bultman, Hope's 11th president and a respected friend.
Thank you, Jim. That was a very kind introduction. And welcome to all of you. We're delighted that you are here tonight for this special occasion. I want to get something out in the open immediately, and that is that the Tigers won tonight. I know that our table was not the only one having this on Blackberries. I said to Kenny Bauman, I think they could turn out all the lights in this place. There'd still be enough light to go around. Well, Hope is a great college. I don't think anyone here will dispute that. Nor do many people dispute it in the world of higher education. This is a place that so many people have nurtured for almost 150 years. There is a phenomenal record of success at Hope. And all of us here today recognize that we stand on the shoulders of people who have gone before us. Administrators, faculty, students, friends, and alumni of the college all have contributed to this amazing record. But our goal every day is to be better today than we were yesterday, and better still tomorrow. That takes a lot of effort by a lot of people. It's a worthy goal. We want to make what is already great even greater by God's grace and the diligent work of so many people. Hence, the name of the campaign, A Greater Hope. I would like to recognize the honorary co-chairs of this campaign. Connie Boersma, Len and Marge, and Len and Marge, and Pat Cook and Peter Cook. Yes, this does break me up a bit, because Leonard and Pat and Peter have all passed away since we began this campaign. And I would say that these three families have done so much for Hope College. The Mosses, the Cooks, and the Boersmas. They have invested virtually their entire lives with this place. They've served as trustees. They have shared their wise counsel with the college, and they have contributed generously to all that we are at Hope. Now we have left just Marge and Connie. Would you please stand so that we could recognize you? Thank you for all you have done to make Hope the place we can love. Thank you. Well, this campaign, let me say just a word about some of the components. And as I do, I will recognize the co-chairs of this campaign. There are three distinct components to a greater Hope. The first is to enhance our endowment. The second is to construct facilities that will enable our students and faculty to perform at the very highest levels. And the third is to enhance our Hope Fund, the annual fund that funds the operation of the college on an annual basis. Let me say a word first about the endowment. The endowment, as we see it, will provide scholarships for students. The video has already indicated how important this is for students who desire to attend Hope, to be able to afford to do so. It will also provide resources for faculty. Paul and Carol Scopp have given the largest gift to this campaign, a large 8-figure gift that will enhance student and faculty collaborative research, one of Hope's major distinctives. It is a very generous gift that puts this part of the campaign on very solid footing. And to add to that, also co-chairs, Jim and Ginger juries have graciously and generously funded an endowed professorship that will honor Ken Weller. And we had an occasion just last week to invest one of our very best professors, Stacy Jackson, with the Kenneth J. Weller Professorship. Thank you, Paul and Carol, and Jim and Ginger, for contributing not only as co-chairs, but so generously to the endowment portion of our campaign. Also, also a part of the endowment, part of the campaign, will be an effort to fund activity for multicultural education, for international education, and spiritual life. 3 major programs that Hope will all receive endowment funding to continue their efforts at Hope. Then there is the facilities part of the campaign. And I would like to just run through the major components of this as well. First of all, we have a need for an expanded space for engineering. Engineering is the most burgeoning department at Hope, and they have very little space in which to do their work. They need creative design space, and this campaign will provide for them the kind of space they need to conduct the research and teaching activities that are so crucial to their efforts. We have also in this area a leadership gift from Dick and Ethy Hayworth that will put this project on a rather fast course. We also have in the campaign a desire to build a new museum gallery space for the arts. As was mentioned in the video, we would like to do for the arts in this campaign what previous campaigns have done for other areas. I can't tell you how much the A. Paul Scopp Science Center has meant to our efforts in science. Hope now receives more National Science Foundation money for undergraduate collaborative research than any other liberal arts college in the country. It's really quite phenomenal. And I don't think we would be at this point without a facility that makes this possible. Likewise, we are very hopeful that this new art museum will do for the arts what the A. Paul Scopp Science Center has done for science. Dick and Margaret Kreisinga have generously funded this project with a multi-million-dollar gift. Then we have outdoor athletic facilities. As you know, the Vanandel Soccer Stadium has already been built thanks to the generosity of co-chairs of the campaign, David and Carol Vanandel. It is a spectacular facility, really. In fact, it's much more than the president thought it would ever be. It was, you see, Dave who came to me and said, "Jim, we have to have a 2,500-seat stadium." I said, "Dave, we've never had more than 700 people at a soccer match. We're not going to build a stadium for 2,500 people." He said, "Well, build it and they'll come." I'd heard that phrase before. We finally agreed on 1,500. Well, you know, Dave wanted more. He wanted an artificial surface, and then he wanted lights, and he wanted locker rooms. And I said, "Dave, if we're going to have all of this, you're going to have to double your gift." And he said, "Well, ask me." And so I said, "I am." And he said, "I'll do it." So we have this magnificent soccer stadium. You should know that last year at the Calvin Hope soccer match, there were 2,769 people there. I was hoping I wouldn't run into Dave after we had won this match. And I did notice yesterday that our grounds crew has moved some portable bleachers in for the game that's slated to go on Saturday night. So soccer is big at Hope, and this is one of the really nice facilities that we have. But in addition to soccer and completing kind of the outdoor facilities at Hope in sport will be a new tennis stadium, generously funded by the Etheridge family, Ted and Barb Etheridge, and the Herringa family, and the Vanderpool families. And this facility will be the first time that Hope has ever had their own tennis stadium, outdoor tennis stadium. Heretofore, we've played on a city court, and it has been less than desirable. I sometimes say that the match that really did it for us is that when we were playing Olivet in a tennis match, and then we couldn't find after the match one of the Olivet players, they'd fallen in one of the cracks, that we decided that it was time to build a new tennis stadium. So that also is ongoing. And then there is what I think is the largest physical plant component of this campaign will be a new concert hall and a music building. As was alluded to earlier, our plan is to build a new concert hall music facility on the old skateboard park, thus killing two birds with one stone. The current music building is the most needy of our buildings with respect to maintenance. Most every morning when I come to work, Rymick Plumbing is there, and also Polarity Electric. And this building needs to be replaced, and this presents a marvelous opportunity for us. Rich and Helen DeVos have generously given a lead gift of $10 million to launch this project. And then finally, there is a desire to build a new student center. And as Richard Frost mentioned on the video, we would aim to place this where the current music building is, kind of in the center of campus, with a marvelous view toward the Pine Grove, Dimnett Chapel, the seminary, and tucked in amongst our academic facilities and our spiritual life and our residential life. It's a magnificent spot for it. Obviously, in order to do this, we need to first get the music building and concert hall built so that our music department can move there. Unless there has been some plan more recently to house them elsewhere. I don't know if anyone has agreed to have them just in the Pine Grove or, you know, well, we need to move along on that too. But, you know, so many generous people have put us at this point where we have such a marvelous opportunity. But I need to tell you that large gifts alone will not fund this campaign. The goal is $175 million. Through the generosity of so many people, we have commitments of $132 million, which leaves us kind of in the last quarter of the funding, and in Boatman terms, as a former has-been player, you know, kind of in the last quarter of the game. We need to be strong in this last quarter in order to reach our goal. And tonight I'm going to invite all of you, and of course all of our alumni and friends of the college, to give as they are able to this campaign. We need everyone on board, alumni, friends, those who give from discretionary money, those who give sacrificially. Everyone needs to be on board to make this a success. You know, there's a marvelous book that's out called Colleges That Change Lives. It's a book by Lauren Pope. We'll be hosting him actually next week on our campus. Not Lauren, he's deceased, but a representative of this book will be here to kind of measure hope and see if we will be one of the 40 colleges included in the next edition. Of course, we're confident we will be. But as I kind of looked at this title over the years, and I must say that I think every admissions counselor we have would say this book has done more for hope and the reputation of hope nationally than any other publication there is. And so when you ask students from all over the country why someone from Montana would come to Hope, they would say, well, I read about Hope in Colleges That Change Lives. But as I thought about this title, the more I did, it kind of bugged me, because I think every college is going to say, we change lives, aren't they? I think every college could say that. But the big question is, change lives how? Do you build lives or do you tear them down? And at Hope, I am so pleased that I can say with confidence that at Hope College, we build lives. We change lives by building on the sure foundations established in the homes of so many of our students. It is the joy of being at Hope to do this. And so, as I look at this book and Colleges That Change Lives, I say, yes, Hope College changes lives in positive ways. We build on sure foundations. We help students to become all that God intends for them to be. What a marvelous privilege this is. And so, tonight, I'm going to thank all of you who have already invested in a greater hope. There are many of you in this room. We wouldn't be at $132 million without you. But I'm also going to invite those of you who have not yet given to invest in this campaign, to invest in a greater hope. I sometimes say that I want to invite you to be part of a grand tradition. Exceptionality in academics, superiority in co-curricular sport, or intercollegiate sport and co-curricular activities, and excellence in character and faith development. Your investment is making a difference in the lives of generations of Hope students. We have work to do to reach our goal. Last night, as I crawled into bed, I opened the Bible as I have wont to do. I don't know that this is a good practice. I just kind of open it up sometimes and read what falls in the crack here. And last night it was Psalm 90. And the last verse goes something like this. May the favor of the Lord our God rest upon us. Establish thou, or bless thou, the work of our hands. Yea, bless the work of our hands. We have work to do. But I'm very confident, as you should be, that God will bless our efforts when we are faithful to Him and to His mission for this college. And so we proceed with confidence, with expectation that God's favor will rest upon us, even as we try to make this place, which so honors Him, a greater place for Hope students of the future. Thank you so very much for being a part of a greater hope.
Well, I'm pleased to share some exciting news with you now. The Student Center, one of the key facilities that's part of this campaign, we have secured a major lead gift on that from Bob and Sherry Vanderweide, who are two of our co-chairs on the Capital Campaign. And they really had a vision of how they wanted this student center named. And the board has endorsed that vision, and I'm pleased to announce tonight that the student center will be named the Jim and Marty Bultman Student Center. I think it was a very logical choice. If you think about Jim and Marty, it always comes back to the students, doesn't it? You think about the countless athletic events they attend, musical and other performances they attend. You think about them inviting students to their home. Think about Marty's involvement with Mortarboard. The times that they eat with students in the dining halls, and certainly I've been able to witness both of them talking so enthusiastically with countless examples of the different students they meet, how impressed they are with their commitment to Hope College and to the mission of Hope College, and that we know that we're turning them out into the world to really make a difference, and that's a pretty awesome thing. So Jim and Marty, congratulations on this honor.
I said that I'd just say thank you. So maybe that's all I should say, since I know Jim has more prepared. But this is just overwhelming. I have said so often, this has been such a privilege to spend these 13 years at your alma mater in this position. We thank you for that privilege. And this is just, what do they say, over the top? Thank you.
Well, I'm not often speechless, but I pretty much am tonight. How does one say thank you for this? This is certainly not something that we would ever seek, nor something that we deserve. It is a high honor. We accept humbly with deep gratitude for this recognition. I want to thank the trustees for doing this. That's very generous of you, especially since I still have a few months to go. I could mess it up. And know that Bob and Sherry aren't here tonight, but they have been our co-chairs of, along with the Scops and the Juries and the Van Andels, and I would like to thank them for kind of relinquishing their name on our behalf, which is very generous of them. Now, you need to know, because I do, that no one accomplishes things by themselves. You know, that just doesn't happen. There are lots of people who make things happen. And we're very proud to be a part of it, but we're not the whole of it. And I guess the only way that I could accept this and still get up and look at myself in the mirror in the morning would be to say that Marty and I accept this on behalf of all of the people who have made this possible in the last 13 years. I think of the Administrative Council, who I work with on a daily basis. I think of the Board of Trustees. I think of our faculty, our staff, the students, friends of the college and alumni. I mean, it takes everyone to make a place like Hope so special. And so we thank all of you, and we accept this on your behalf, and we will look forward always to seeing our name on a building that will mean so much to us. I think there probably is no building that would make us happier than this one, because we love Hope students so much. Even last night I was saying to someone that, I never go home at night wondering or worrying about whether Hope students will embarrass themselves or the college. Just is not on my radar screen at all. I have gone home many, many evenings thinking, wow, how will they next make us proud? And I think that's really the story for me of Hope. This is a place that impacts students in so many positive ways. And as Marty said, we're just very, very privileged to be a part of it during this time in Hope's history. So thank you.